I would like to be able to work at a place that I can learn that technology even more and really put an impact into a company. Because I think because I like programming, of course, but I also like kind of going out and seeing the application in action as well. And I think GIS would allow me to be able to go to different places and see if the software is working correctly and if it's actually helping the person that we're building it for.
Hi there, Dale.
Hello.
Thanks for meeting with me. I know that
Yeah,
this
thanks for
is,
talking with
yeah, kind of out of the blue, but I saw you're going to school at BYU Idaho.
me.
Are you are you currently matriculated there and
Yep,
going there?
yep. I'm a junior at the moment.
Wow, that's awesome. I went to BYU Idaho, and I'm guessing that's probably how you found me on LinkedIn.
Yep, yep. That is how.
That's
I'm currently
awesome.
taking like a professional readiness class, and they're having us reach out to a bunch of people and stuff like that.
Well, that's great. I that's that's a great skill to have even after you get out of school, just maintaining relationships and building new ones and stuff. And so good on you for doing that. So I was just impressed by you reaching out, and it kind of got me thinking that it'd be good to get to meet the people that I'm connected with, and maybe help expose people to my network of the people that I know. And so that's part of why I invited you to join me. So, if you don't mind, sharing a little bit about yourself, just kind of uh, where you're from, what you how you got into school, are you working, anything that you kind of want to share, just about a little bit about who you are.
Um, so from a very small town in Wyoming, um, it's literally about 50 people. But growing up, I've always been interested in computers and technology, and I built a couple gaming PCs, things like that, and kind of just always knew that technology is the way that I wanted to go. And so, when graduation came, I started looking around. I was like, "Oh, BYU is good, BYU-I," and they have computer science. And I had a few like cousins who've done it, and they really liked it. Um, and so I just decided that was the path for me, and I started to experiment with that and learn a little bit more about the languages and build a few projects. And I really liked it and had a lot of support at BYU-I to um, I think do pretty good in it so far. Um, and I haven't been able to get a job yet in tech yet, but I've been looking and have been reaching out to a bunch of people. But currently, I'm just doing flooring. So
That's awesome. Staying busy is really good. It's good to have a job going. So, do you do flooring as you go to school, or are you kind of taking some time off and doing a semester where you'll work, do flooring, or can you do those together?
I'm doing them together right now. And then during the summers, I go home and I work full time. And during that, I spray weeds on the forest. Um, and yeah.
Way to go! Way to go! That's awesome. I got to work as well in my time at BYU. I worked for the event services in the ice center, setting up like speakers and stuff. And then later on, I worked for student records and registration, helping them manage some of their web pages. And that's kind of how I got initially into like more of a tech job there. But they use like a content management system and everything to build their web pages out. And so it wasn't super coding intensive, but it was at least something to get in there. So I know what it's like to kind of have to work and study at the same time, and it could be kind of stressful. Um, but do you enjoy taking classes and your instructors? And now that you're a junior, have you taken a lot of the technical classes, and or have you focused more on the generals?
Before school, I got quite a few of my generals done just in high school. So I've been able to focus on the more technical ones, and so I'm pretty far along with all the technical ones.
Nice.
And my professors have been really great. They've always been as helpful as they can, helping me meet new people or helping me figure out a problem or just help me understand the material so I have the uh, best path to success.
That's awesome. That's good. I think a lot of the instructors that were there when I studied, a number of my favorite ones, I think, have moved on and retired. But what are the instructors out there that have had the biggest impact on you? And there's a chance that they might see this, so I don't mean to put you too much on the spot. But is there any instructor that you've really at BYU Idaho that you've really kind of gained a lot of respect for or had impact your life?
Um, I don't know if there's a specific one. I mean, all of them have been really great. Pretty much anything I've asked them, any of them, they've always been either directing me to somebody else who can help or help themselves. Um, but I haven't really gotten super close with a specific one.
Oh, that's cool. They're a good group of guys, so I know that at some point one of them might jump out to you, and that's cool. So is there any particular technology then that you've learned while you're at school? I know there's a few things that you listed on your profile, like Tailwind and React, and I don't remember them offering a lot of material in class with that, with those. So, are those things that you've just learned on your own, or have you actually taken courses on those technologies?
I taught myself React and Tailwind, and I use Next.js a lot, which is built off React.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've taught myself all the projects that I've done. I've just had to kind of figure out by myself. What the classes did teach me is they taught me the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And without that, I wouldn't have been able to figure out anything out after that. Without a lot of uh, extra study on those topics by myself. But the classes were helpful in getting that foundation that I needed in order to learn those new other technologies.
That's great. I did a similar thing when I went through school in that they weren't teaching React, and this was in 2018. um, 2018, 2019, 2017, that area. And it was, React was coming into itself really well then. And there wasn't I think the school had just barely started to do a full stack course on Angular. And that course is kind of infamous because, I don't know, have you taken that Angular course?
I don't think so, not yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was essentially just a Udemy course where you'd go and you'd go through the Udemy course, and then you would kind of come back to class and have a discussion and turn in assignments and everything. So it wasn't really, I want to say, up to speed with what was going on in the industry at that time. But I mean, I understand education can sometimes take a little while to get into and adopt new technologies. So that's great that you learned yourself. What approach did you take to learning React and Tailwind? I know that you did it yourself, but was there anything like why did you decide to learn those?
I mean, I decided to learn those specifically because it seemed like a lot of companies were using them. And that's the biggest reason. Just because I'm trying to get a job eventually, and if a lot of people use a certain one, then I think I should go for that. And yeah, I think
Cool.
that I was going to say more, but
No, that's great. I think, yeah, it does dominate the industry pretty well. There's a lot of other things. Maybe dominate isn't the word I should use, but there's no denying that a lot of people use React and Tailwind's really good. I know I initially did a lot of other styling options like Sass. which was, I don't know, just additional CSS tools, but discovering the simplicity of Tailwind and how great it makes styling. It's just been wonderful. So you mentioned that you've done a number of projects with Next.js. Do you care to share with us what you've done? What's been your favorite project that you've done?
Yeah, my favorite one that I've done, that I've finished anyways, is called Link. And it's a task manager app. It's kind of like the first projects that I've been able to put everything that I've learned together and have it deployed. And so you can make a task, you can check that task off, and then underneath it, you can have, like when you click on it, it'll pop up so you can add like subtasks of that task. Like, let's say I need to clean my room and, I need to pick up the clothes, make my bed, and something like that. And you can have those subtasks, and you can also check all those off as well. Um, and my favorite thing about that one actually is I used what was that like? It was a library called, I think, like D&D kit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that allows me to be able to reorder them, and like drag and drop. And that was my favorite thing because I thought that was pretty cool. But I mostly built it just because to learn, to help solidify my knowledge of the CRUD,
Mm-hmm.
and because I need help organizing myself sometimes. So,
Wow, that's awesome. Has it helped you?
yeah, I've used it a little bit over the summer, and it's helped me work on actually my next project that I'm working on right now, which is a GIS project. So it has like mapping.
Hmm.
Um, so it is a hunting application. So you can click on different hunt areas for different animals, for big game animals, and it'll pull up all the information like the harvest rates and, how many tags are available, that sort of thing.
Wow. So these are pretty robust projects from what I can tell. Your first to-do list app has a back end, it has CRUD functionality. Is it hosted online?
Yeah, it's hosted on Vercel.
Oh, sweet, cool. Does it have a, do you have like a Vercel domain or do you have a custom domain for it?
Um, I just used the Vercel domain that it was given to me.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. I'd love to check it out sometime and see it. I think that's a huge skill to be able to have. And one thing that I struggle with is like the motivation to get things done and having your own task management app that you've built. I feel like if I were in your shoes, I'd be more like, I'd lean towards using that to help me get things done, because it's like your baby and something that you built. Um, do you feel like that helps you to get things done as opposed to like other task management software?
Um, a little bit, yeah. I think it's pretty cool that like it's your own,
Mm-hmm.
um, and being able to continue to work on it and make it smoother. Um, Definitely, I think brings some motivation just because it's your own project, your own build. Um, I think if we're just being honest, I think it has a long ways before it hits the level of other task managers, but I don't know. I think it is pretty cool and does bring motivation, when you have your own.
That's awesome. I just think it's really cool that it's a project that you built and it's helped you building your next project. I see this um, just ramping up and helping you to create more things, which is really cool. So with your hunting app, you're getting a lot of external information, I'd imagine. I'd imagine you're not typing all of this in to your database or into your front end. But maybe you are, and that wouldn't be a problem if you were. But are you getting this GIS and hunting information from an external source?
Yeah, so I'm from Wyoming, like I said earlier, and on the Wyoming Game and Fish, they have a just like a GeoJSON file that you can download of all the hunting areas for every single big game animal. So I could just download those, and then I use Mapbox and like Map Tyler, I believe, on those ones, and that'll show me a map, and then I can just put an overlay of those GeoJSON files and put a little styling to make the borders and things like that, to get every animal to show up. And then the other data Um, what I do is I just download the PDF files that have all of the hunt rates and success rates and things like that, and I can upload it into Gemini, and I can just say, give me the information for table one in this JSON format, and it'll take everything out of there, and it's like 9,000 lines or something like that, but it'll just do that for me, and then I can just pull from those, and that's what I've been doing.
Awesome. So the JSON file, I don't know if I caught it. Is that something that you download from Game and Fish, or is that something that you request like in real time, or um, is that something that you've downloaded and uploaded to your website? That JSON
Yeah,
file.
I've
Okay,
downloaded it.
cool.
They don't offer an API for that. I looked into it and I tried to find one because that would have been the best, but
Sure.
um, they don't support one. So
Well, I think your problem solving in that regard is great. Um, but I'm curious about what I can understand you being from Wyoming. Is hunting a big part of your life? Have you always done hunting, or is that just something you're very interested in?
yeah, I've hunted since I was little. You know, since I was 12. That's when you can start. I was went with my dad, and my uncles, and we would go and chase elk and deer, and um, you know, it's a big part of not only my life, but I think pretty much most people who live in Wyoming. Everybody hunts. Everybody looks for animals. They love to see them. That sort of thing.
Wow, that's really cool. I didn't get to grow up with as much hunting. I did some duck hunting when I was really young, and but never went through like hunter safety or anything. So I think that's really cool that you're able to meld your interests there with technology, hunting, and so that it kind of brings me to this problem where um, you're creating this resource for people to understand about the geolocation of these animals and everything. Did you have a problem like you wanted to know where a particular animal was at, and this is like just a project that you created to solve that problem? Where did that kind of originate? Your interest in creating that?
I mean, I just like to look at the um, harvest data and things like that to see what area is has the best rate of success. And what I had to do previously, I'd have to go through, you know, these like multiple like 60-page PDF files, and I'd have to go and find the hunt area, find this, and they'd have it on like three or four of them. And so I wanted to condense those and make it easier to find all that information. And then a little bit of finding where the animals are because the Game and Fish takes data for not only the hunt areas, but they also put collars on the animals and they, you know, know where their winter range is, where their summer range is, that sort of thing. And so if you can figure that out, you kind of have an idea of where they're going to be in the fall when hunting season is.
That's great. That's great. So just pivoting here a little bit, kind of now that we know your interests and a little bit what your background is and what the tools that you've built, what kind of projects and problems do you want to work on in the future?
I think something that pretty interests me is along those GIS lines. I think that is going to be a I think it's going to grow bigger is GIS projects and applications. And I would like to be able to work at a place that I can learn that technology even more and really put an impact into a company. Because I think because I like programming, of course, but I also like kind of going out and seeing the application in action as well. And I think GIS would allow me to be able to go to different places and see if you know the software is working correctly and if it's actually helping the person that we're building it for.
That's great. Um, Man, I'm just thinking here, wouldn't that be great if you could build something for Wyoming Game and Fish? You know,
Yeah, really
to
cool.
help them, to help their, the people of Wyoming to get better access to that. And it sounds like in kind of a more informal way. I mean, you are dispersing that information on your like informative website for that, that's really cool. So as we kind of come to a close here with a few different things, where do you picture yourself succeeding the most in the industry? And like from the point of like a startup, a big company, freelancing, or doing your own, building your own business, building your own product, where would you like to take your career in that regards?
I think what I want to do, we'll see what opportunities present themselves because that might change my path, But
Mm-hmm.
what I'm planning on right now is and hoping for is to actually start flying drones, but I want to make an application for that um, to help the customer request that service easier because they'd be agriculture drones, and so I'd want to make a GIS program where they could just put polygons over their fields, um, and so they could just request I need this field sprayed with this chemical, and it would make it a lot easier because currently they, at least from what I've heard, they kind of just use text messages, which you could get the location messed up, wrong field a lot easier through just an address. And so that's kind of what I'm leaning towards is I would like to have my own business building an application like that. But like I said, we'll see what opportunities arise, and I might go with something different. But
Well, that's awesome. I didn't even know that that could be something that could be done, but it makes sense. Like, I guess there's a huge impact that drones can have on agriculture. That's very cool. That's a very cool problem. So kind of your idyllic situation would be have your own business and have your own product that you'd sell, and that's kind of the backbone of what you do. I think that's really cool. Um, so what? Since we're kind of coming to a close here, how would you like people to reach out with you, or how can people connect with you if they wanted to get in touch with you?
I think the biggest way would just be through LinkedIn. I think that would be the easiest. Um, and then on LinkedIn, I have my email and I might have my phone number listed. I'd have to check, but any of those honestly would work perfectly fine. But LinkedIn, I would say, is the easiest and the best.
Awesome, cool. Um, Great. Well, it's been great talking with you. I do want to open it up a little bit to you though. Um, is there any questions that you have about the industry or anything that you're seeing that you could use help with, or that people like you could use help with that are just coming out of school? Um, yeah, I just want to open that up if there's anything that the community or a network can do to help you guys succeed.
Yeah, I do actually have a question for you. Because I saw that you worked before previously, or like when you started out, you worked for someone as in software or something like that, I believe, or like technology, and then it looks like you transitioned into being doing like your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask like how was that process? Was it nerve-wracking? Where you kind of had like a clear path, or what was your journey like through that?
Oh, thanks for asking. I'd love to talk about this a little bit. So, out of college, I got several different jobs. I'd say that the industry is a little bit easier to get into to a degree, but I didn't capitalize on that a whole ton. I ended up working for a little while as a contractor for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Day Saints in Salt Lake, and I'm actually back there now, working as a contractor as well. And that's where I'd say it's very fun to be a contractor and to work with lots of different companies and to work with lots of different people. I think as software developers, we're very open to creating new projects. And sometimes working at a big company, you can kind of be siloed into just kind of doing the same things, working on the same projects, maintaining the same things. So being a contractor really opens up a lot of opportunities, where you can learn to work with clients, work manage finances and all that. And that's all very useful. Learning a lot of business skills and also interpersonal skills, being able to communicate. But my path is definitely not a straight shot what I thought it would be. But I'm very happy with how things have turned out. And if there's anything that I've really learned is that just time doing something really helps. Being consistent, and the more that you work and build things, the better you'll become. The more you talk to people, the better you'll be at talking to people. And right now, kind of where I've landed is I'm doing my own thing, and I'm working mostly or on I'm working on some freelance projects helping people build software, but also staff augmentation. So that's what I'm doing for the church right now. I'm in one of their teams, and for a certain number of hours every week, I dedicate towards helping them build out their projects. So just open, like, not everyone has to work for a big company. You can, and I think the best advice that I could give around that is try to make your own luck, make your own business, make your own impact on your life. Because relying on a job or someone to give you a job, or just kind of spitfiring and throwing resumes out there, it's things are evolving and changing. So as much as you can make your own app, make your own, or meet with people and develop software for other people, I think that's a path to success. That's at least one that I found. So I hope that answers your question a little.
Yeah, that was very helpful. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, great question. Did you have any other questions?
Yeah, I just have one more. For because one of the classes I'm actually taking right now is a professional readiness. I think I might have mentioned that earlier. But what would be like, who should I contact next to help, um, like, I guess, extend my career, learn more, that sort of thing?
That's a great question. I laugh because there's people I can get you into contact with, and so I'd be willing to totally help you out with that. There's a few people on my current team, um, that I work for at the church that I'd be happy. So great question to you there. Um, LinkedIn is a good place to go. Not, I guess not everyone is really super active on LinkedIn, but also depends kind of what you want. Like if you'd like to meet with people that have created their own software, maybe that's where you'd want to go. Like, hey, I've got a few people that I know of, that at least one that I know of that's successfully launched their own app and is doing a SaaS model that you might be able to benefit from. Is that kind of the direction you'd like to go, or would you like to meet someone who's maybe been in at a company for a lot longer and kind of had a career out of doing software for a bigger company?
I think the first one, the person who's
Okay,
made their own app, I think that'd be awesome.
great. Great. He's also a BYU-I alumni, so
Cool.
I'll get you into contact with him. Great question.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's been great meeting with you, Dale. Honestly, a pleasure. You give me a lot of hope for the future, and you seem like a great guy. So I'm going to go ahead and share this with my network, and uh, it's my hope that it'll help you as you grow, and then just as you find your place, pay stuff forward. Um, you'll it doesn't take anything to really help other people and to think of other people, and that's kind of what I'm trying to embrace with this. So I'll be in touch with you, Dale. Take care.
Awesome.
Hey, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. It's been a pleasure to interview with Dale Mcbride. And if you did like this kind of content, just regarding career development and with an emphasis in programming and software, consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and sharing it if you'd like. We also post content on LinkedIn, so feel free to build a connection with me there on LinkedIn. And I will see you in the next video. See ya.